You want your phone? Huh?
Yeah.
Is that your phone?
Alright, so there was a look for you guys at the lock and load weightlifting competition held in Van Alstyne, Texas. And we're actually on the road headed back there right now at Coach Adam and myself. And you know, thinking about that, it just kind of reminds me of, you know, we're talking about the program and we're on week 8 of 14, and this is basically what it's all about. You know, this opportunity to really go test yourself, to see how everything came together, to reevaluate yourself and see how everything goes, and kind of go back to the drawing board. And you know, for those of you that are on the program and you don't have a competition to go to, maybe you're just going to test yourself in a training environment, that's perfectly fine. You know, go ahead and do that. But I really want to urge you guys to seek out a competition and get into that, even if you're not really interested in competing, but you're interested in bettering yourself. I've seen, you know, weightlifting competitions add to that so much, and you know, even specifically individuals who they're going to their first competition and they come back into the gym after that, they're just literally at a different level with their training and their mindset and even their movement. And I don't really know what it is. There's something magic about that first competition, and then, you know, going to other competitions after that and learning. So, you know, like I said, just a reminder, and you know, I wanted to touch on that and try to motivate you guys to maybe reach out and do that if you're not already. But getting into some specifics of week 8, the biggest thing is you guys just finished up the 6 sets of 6 in the back squat, and you know, I got word that, you know, maybe from a couple of you guys that you didn't quite make it through the 6 sets of 6, and that's okay. You know, hopefully you guys just kind of adjusted the weight down or did the best you could there. Apologize I didn't give more specifics on what to do if that happens, but you know, let it go, and you got 4 or 5 really good weeks of work in, and it doesn't mean that you didn't benefit from it. You know, use this next week here with the squats that we have planned to rest up and get recovered from squats, and then we'll get back into it and start pushing again, and we'll talk a little bit more about what we're going to do to build on top of what you just got done doing in the intro for next week. But this week, of course, we do have in the beginning of the week a very light squat session for you to help you recover from the squats, and then towards the end of the week, you're actually going to have an opportunity to go heavy in the front squat. Not a lot of work going on there, so it's still going to be kind of a back off in that sense, but also to kind of hit you with a different stimulus, and that's really what we're looking for with the heavy front squat, on top of just giving you the opportunity to have a little bit of fun with it. Yeah, but in regards to the program as a whole, moving on from the squats, is you know, it's going to be a couple weeks of transition, meaning that, you know, we're taking some specific exercises out, replacing those with some other exercises, continuing to build on top of what we've been doing, and that kind of thing. So you're going to see quite a few changes, and for the exercises that are staying, you're going to see some different ordering and scheduling and that stuff. So look out for that, and understand, of course, there's a purpose to that, and change things up on you a little bit, and again, a little bit of a different stimulus, and to help us move forward. Some changes just to go over a couple changes that you will see. Last week we added in front rack lunges to the 5-day-a-week program, and those are going to now be seen inside of the 4-day-a-week program and the 3-day-a-week program. We're adding to kind of back off and get you some change from all the pressing and push pressing that you've been doing. We'll be doing some single arm dumbbell presses. Biggest thing on that is I want you holding the dumbbell here instead of here, and then going overhead. You know, lock out, doing one arm at a time, keeping your palm to the inside, and that's going to help you get work your shoulders and arms in a little bit of a different position, and we want that change. So make sure you're executing in that way. But you're going to see that in all of the programs. Actually going to do some thrusters in the 5-day-a-week program, and that's basically we're just using that for some speed squats, some recovery squatting from all the squats you've been doing, and also some overhead recovery with the type of weight that you're going to be able to handle on that. So there'll be a video for you guys if any of you guys are unfamiliar with thrusters. I think most people are good to go there. Basically, when I was doing thrusters before thrusters were thrusters, it was just we call it a front squat into a push press. So you can kind of think about it in that way. Make sure you're getting a good quality front squat in first. You know, if you're not used to using my high elbow jerking technique, so basically jerking from your fingertips, you know, this is an exercise that I recommend doing that anyway. You're going to get that front squat in more in your fingertips or with a looser grip, and then as you throw it overhead, keeping those elbows up, you'll wrap there. All right. Another one, we're going to be doing some standing muscle snatches. Again, I have a video on that for you. The biggest thing I want you to look out for there is it's easy to pull it overhead and to kind of stay, after muscling it, kind of stay too tight and kind of a little too tight in the wrist and the shoulders, and make sure you find that good quality relaxed overhead position that we are always talking about. All right. We're also going to be doing some good mornings, and I think all of the programs. So again, there will be a video on that. The biggest thing there is just make sure you're. I think a lot of people go way too deep in their lean over, and it causes them to lose tension in the back and to break a little bit too much in the knee. So we want the foot to be solid on the floor, slight bend in the knee, and you don't have to lean over that far, just enough to where you feel a slight stretch in the hamstrings, and I want you to really emphasize continuing to feel your back tight. And the last one we'll talk about for the week is snatch deadlift from the block. The big thing there is that you know, I think a lot of people will see this as a pull, meaning you're going to go up into a shrug, and we will add that in as we go through weeks. But right now, I want you to keep it just a strict deadlift, and you're going to set up with the bar touching the top of the kneecap. Make sure your feet are solid on the floor, shins are vertical, slight bend in the knee, back is tight. Bar is brushing the thighs on the way up, and brushing the thighs on the way down. I like to individualize these a little bit, and I'll touch on that a little bit more in the description part of the video, and maybe a little bit more next week, and show you guys what I'm talking about there. But the big things are, you know, getting in that setup position that I talk about, brushing the thighs up, brushing the thighs back down. Don't worry about moving fast here. Just use it to really create awareness and strength in those positions and within that range of motion. Another big part of that is once you get to your standing position, as indicated in the program, make sure you find that relaxed standing position, meaning that, you know, your body is straight. There's no arching in the back. Shoulders are hanging down. Ideally, the shoulders in an internally rotated position, or bend of the elbow, or pointing out. So that's where we're at, guys. I know a lot of changes this week. Let me know if you have any questions or comments or concerns, and you guys have been doing a much better job about contacting in that regard, and we want that. You know, don't think you're bugging us or anything. We want to make sure you guys understand what we're doing and know what you need to be doing and that kind of thing. So again, this is week 8 of 14, and we're moving right along here, and just about to pull in to the competition to get back to work. So we'll let you guys go. See you next week.
Okay, we're going to get started at 12:30. 10 more minutes.
Reach.
What's up? Nice.
Down.
And in order, in the 105 category at light, 85 class Jacob Galloway.
There you go, nice. Stay short.
Down.
Come on, clean first. Yep, take your time, feet. Slow. Hold it.